Joining me live via Skype at this time from Lagos is a policy analyst and economist, Kelechi Deka. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. The second wave of coronavirus is here, staring us in the face, deadlier than we experienced in the course of the first wave. And of course, it's sending countries into shock because it's affecting the economy and everything. How would you say Nigeria has fared?
You can't treat how Nigeria has fared in isolation of how the neighboring countries and Africa is faring. If you notice, Africa seems to be harder hit by this second wave than the first wave, in spite of the fact that during the first wave, we had the lockdown, which affected the economy of the continent in a very negative way. But this second wave is also having a negative impact on the economy in that you don't live in an island. No country is an island. The world economy is somehow connected. So what's happening in one end of the world is affecting the other end of the world. And Nigeria, being a resource-based economy that is a monoculture economy focusing on oil, it means that anything that affects the demand for oil supply globally will affect the Nigerian economy either negatively or positively. So the second wave of the COVID is having a great impact on both the Nigerian economy, on the Nigerian health sector, because the reports we are having is that some of the hospitals are already overwhelmed.
Indeed.
And your report.
Yes, and as it is, that has actually, that has actually affected the country so seriously that the budget and everything is affected. But let's talk about the projections for 2021. About 414.5 billion naira was budgeted for health in the revised 2020 federal budget. But for 2021, about 547 billion naira has been budgeted. Well, that's less than the 15% that African countries agreed on as a benchmark. Considering what we're dealing with now, the pandemic, how do you think Nigeria would be able to manage the situation?
We've not, since 2001, when the African Union, in line with the World Health Organization, came up and called for the need to up the budget for health to raise it between 14% and 15% of the total national budget. Nigeria has not even cracked it. Nigeria has not even got up to 5%. If you see what's happening now, it means that for every Nigerian, what is budgeted for health for each Nigerian in a year is less than 3,000 naira in a year, which cannot even get you a good malaria drug in the market. And when you talk about health being wealth, you get to know the wealth of a nation on how they budget for the health of their people. If you have a budget of about 13 trillion and you cannot set out 1 trillion for the health sector, it means that we are lagging behind. And you can see it all over the place, the way that both doctors and nurses are leaving the country, the kind of brain drain we are having in the health sector. And if you know the number of doctors that doctor-patient ratio in Nigeria, you discover that it keeps on going higher and higher.
Well, Mr. Deka,
we won't be able to have doctors.
All right, Mr. Deka, if we look at it critically, we'll realize that there are different sectors of the Nigerian country that is actually seeking government support. There is infrastructure, there is education, name it, several other sectors that are actually in need of attention. Let's talk about oxygen. Oxygen is in short supply. Just yesterday, after a meeting with the president, governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, mentioned that the state would come up with about 10 tons of oxygen because the number of patients who need attention. How do we resolve this? Because we need oxygen, we need people to survive.
You see, capacity, the manufacturing capacity we have in the country at present will not be able to meet the number of hospitals and patients that need oxygen at the time. You know, when you factor in every other situation, both importation of parts and the manufacturing capacity, you won't be able to meet it. I think the best solution presently, and government has been saying is for us to prevent the overwhelming our health system with the number of patients that they will not be able to serve. If we're able to get more and more people to focus on all the non-pharmaceutical measures that have been adopted, so people will not get to the hospital, because when you check out the capacity, now the airports have to come in to be able to sort it out. And if you check, most of the oxygen manufacturing companies in the country, at last year, many of them are not able to deliver the orders they already have on ground. And so what you're seeing now is that there's a lot of huge orders for delivery that are not being delivered, which means that the hospitals cannot wait. So what are they going to do? We are in a crisis. It's a big crisis. And that's why everybody in this country, every citizen of this country should be able to at least show personal and individual responsibility in ensuring that this case does not escalate beyond what it is presently.
All right. Well, some have said that this isn't a second wave of coronavirus. This actually is a tsunami. Well, Kelechi Deka, policy analyst and economist, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you.